Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Oblong Polka Dots and my name is Kerr, and on this channel we talk about makeup, skincare, and beauty. So if that's something you're into, you've come to the right place. My window is open because it's hot in here, so we're just going to have to compete with the sounds. So today we are going to be using the ColourPop Head Capricorn In Charge palette. This is what the box looks like, and then here is the palette. It's one of these cute little quads that they have with a lucite packaging. And these are the colors. It's a very cool toned palette. Not typically something I gravitate towards, but I wanted to try it out. So these palettes often come with 2 satins and 2 mattes, and this one is no different. We have our 2 mattes on the bottom, 2 satins on the top, so we have 4 colors to work with. Today I'm going to go ahead and start off by priming my eyes with the Essence Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow base, which is my favorite eyeshadow primer. It does come out a little bit oily, but I promise you it will dry down to a nice sticky base that will keep your shadows from creasing. This stuff is amazing. It's very affordable. I believe it's less than $4. You often can find it at Ulta on sale because of the Essence brand. They'll have like a buy 2 get 1 free, so I highly recommend. We're also going to prime the face with the last little bit of this Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer that I have. I used to really not work well with this primer, but I love it now, so we don't use it. It feels more like a lotion than anything, and it really sits beautifully on the skin. There we go. Very nice. I'm in a little bit of a hurry this morning, you guys. I'm actually going to do a little color correcting. I'm going to grab this Milani number 4 Conceal Perfect in Nectar. I'm going to put a little bit of that just underneath the eyes. I'm pretty confident that this little palette's not going to have a lot of fallout, so I feel comfortable throwing something under my eyes to begin with. If I wasn't sure, then I probably would wait, because I typically like to wait to put my base on, just in case there's fallout. And I'm just putting that where my naturally dark circles are. And we'll let that sit there for a minute. And then we are going to also go in today with a Laura Mercier pencil. This one is in Intense Amethyst. And the reason I'm using this is because I really would like to make sure that these colors on this palette pop. So we're going to throw this on the lid. And these pencils are intended to be used alone, or you can use them in conjunction with each other, or you can throw shadows on top of them, and they just really make a lovely base if you're trying to neutralize your lid or trying to bring a certain color to life. There we go. I have a ton of these. I love them. So for the lid, we are going to go in with a flat brush. We're going to start off with this lighter color, and we're going to put this all over the lid. It has a little bit of sparkle in it, but I think that's fallout from one of the other colors. It does have some kickback in the pan, so I'm going to be careful. Or some kick up, I should say. Meaning it's a little bit powdery. I'm just putting this all over the mobile lid. I'm just patting it on, not blending it in or anything. But do you see what I mean by putting down that caviar stick first? How that really just helps the color to pop for whatever you're going to stick over the top of it. And again, I'm just patting this gray shade on my lid. Just trying to pat in that color and build it up and really pack it on there. A little bit more on this side. There we go. That's good. And then for the outer corner, I'm going to go with that deeper color, same brush. And we're just patting that right over top the other color. Get a nice smoky effect. Do the same thing on this side. Just patting it on. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. We're just deepening up that outer corner. And if you notice, I'm not going all the way to the edge, I'm going just short of the edge. Because throughout the day, that color will migrate just naturally from blinking. So it's going to pull it in a little bit more. This is nice. I like these together. It's pulling it in. I'm doing to about the outer third of my lid. You can see that there. It gives a nice smoky effect. We're going to set this brush down for a second. And we're going to transition quickly over to the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Concealer. This is in the shade 470. I'm going to pop this on underneath because I want this to sit for a minute so it can dry down a little bit, just like we did with that color corrector, and then we'll blend it in. So I'm going to let that sit there. And then we're going to go back to the eyes. So I'm going to grab this brush, and it's just a flat brush because what I'm going to use is this NYX Glitter Primer. And I'm using this because I want to put one of those shimmers on my lid, but I don't want it to fall. And sometimes with satins or shimmers, you have a little bit of fallout. So I'm just going to pat this primer onto all the places that I really want that shimmer to shim. I'm taking that to the inner third, excuse me, of my lid. Just the mobile lid right there. A little bit more. This is my favorite glitter primer. If you guys are looking for a glitter primer, I recommend this one. It's really nice. Alright, so we pop that on there, and it's very sticky. I don't even know if you can see on camera, but it's already super duper sticky, so we're good. Fantastic. And let's see, I need that in a minute. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back in with that same brush we were using, but we're going to flip it over to the other side. And I'm going to start with this color right here. This is the warmer of the two cool tones, and it looks like it's more of a satin than anything, and it seems to be a bit more sheer. So we're going to start right here in the center of the lid, and just blend that in with that deeper color. And go right here. Same thing on this side, right? Because we're looking for something that has a bit more of a transition rather than a harsh line. Now we're going in with the color that's right next to it, this one. Same brush, same side. And we're going to put that over the glitter primer. Look at that. If that does not scream Hollywood, I do not know what does. This comes out like a beautiful, almost slight gold undertone. It is divine. Wow, look at that. I'm loving it. Let's get that like that. A little bit more on this side. Just a little. Let's not go crazy. There we go. I know, it's dramatic, but I love it. I love it. These little palettes are amazing. If you guys don't have these, you should grab one. They're so easy to work with. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, they are quite a steal. I think they're $10 retail, and ColourPop often has sales. So I have a little blending brush here, but I'm not sure I'm going to need it. I think I'm going to leave these edges the way that they are. We're not going to do any more blending, but we are going to go in with the sponge. I use my sponges dry, and we're just going to blend out this concealer now that it's had a chance to dry down a little bit. And then that, coupled with the color corrector, just really brings my eyes to life. To this side. See what I mean? If you just let it dry down a little, it's really easy to work with. It's not going to migrate all over the place, and you're going to get that coverage that you're actually looking for. And then coupled with the color corrector, you're just eliminating a lot of that shadow or that cast that tends to sit underneath a concealer, because unless it's a super high coverage concealer like you would get with KVD Beauty, for example, you're going to have a little bit of a cast underneath if you don't do some color correcting. All right, so we are going to set this with powder. I'm not going to go in Normally I'll go in with this soft focus underneath my eyes, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. I'm going to instead just go in with my Becca powder. This is the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. They don't make this anymore, so when this is empty, it's empty, and it's my absolute favorite setting powder. So if you hear me in my videos lamenting, that's why. There's only a little tiny bit left. Going in with this nice big fluffy brush. I'm just gonna run this all over so that I'm not getting oily throughout the day. There we go. So you can see I didn't even set any kind of base down aside from the concealer that you saw me use. And then for my cheeks, I'm going to go in with a blush. This one is from NYX. It's called Sweet Cheeks Glow Eclat, and this is in the shade Fig. I wanted to stick with the kind of cool tone look that I'm going with, but I wanted something that still had kind of a little bit of a berry feel, just so that my face doesn't look like dead. Plus this has a little bit of sparkle in it, and I like that. And I just feel like it goes well with the shadow. I'm just putting this on all the way up here. I like that ethereal look, so I really do tend to put blush like everywhere, and I definitely put it just up underneath my eyes. And I do like this one because it does have a shimmer to it. Here we go. See what I mean? It's not overboard. I like this blush, and they still sell it. They've got it at Ulta, so if you guys are interested. I'm going to go ahead with this eyeliner from Urban Decay. It's one of my favorites. It's in the shade Demolition. I'm just going to line my waterline. Oops. And I don't tend to line my lower lash line because I feel like it ages me. So generally speaking, if you see me line my eyes, it's always going to be the upper lash line. There we go. A little bit more. Maybe right here. Missed a spot. Yeah, that's good. I just feel like when I line my eyes, it makes it look like the lashes are thicker. And I don't generally use a black liner either. I generally use brown because I feel like black is beautiful, but it's also like it can be really harsh. I'm going to set my face with this Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Just melt it all in. And then lastly, we're going to go in with this Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara. I do like this formula. It's the brush that I have a problem with. I think I mentioned this in like every video. The formula is nice, though. It really does lengthen your lashes. I wouldn't say that it gives it a lot of volume, but length, yes. Plus, it's a really wet formula, and I like a wet formula mascara. So if you like a wet formula, this might be for you too. I toss out my mascaras fairly quickly. I don't use them for too long because I'm really afraid of getting like bacteria and microbe growth in the mascara, even though they have like antimicrobials in the formula. I just don't trust it. So because I throw my mascaras out so often, I do use the Essence mascara because it's a high quality and it is affordable. They're like less than $5. Just trying not to poke myself out or poke my eye out. Let's get the bottom going. And then I'm not going to be running any color underneath to mirror the shadow with the top and the bottom today because I'm going to work and I don't think it needs to be that dramatic. I have a little smudge there on that right eye, so we're going to let that dry and then I'll clean it up. But you can see it's a really nice mascara. I like it. For lip, I'm going to go with something that's a little more neutral. Let's see. Let's grab one of these Dior lips. What's this one? This will work. No? Yeah, this will work. This one is in the shade 628 Pink Bow. It's Dior. This is what it looks like. Just something a little more neutral. And then let's clean up that mascara that we have underneath here. Just had to let it dry first so we can flake it away. If you guys get mascara, don't trip. Just let it dry and then you can just move it away with a little Q-tip. Takes 2 seconds. There you go. What do you think? I hope you like the look. Yay! Thank you so much for spending time with me today. It's early in the morning, guys. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.